And we do have a breaking news development here in the Catawba County mass shooting. Deputies say they have arrested 2 men in connection with the underage party where the Sunday morning shooting took place. 21-year-old Raekwon Leka Craig and 22-year-old Patrick Tolbert are each facing 3 counts of aiding and abetting underage alcohol possession. And they are still looking for several other suspects tonight, including Keandre Mack, who is facing an attempted murder charge. Tonight's arrest comes after the first suspect is in custody. 20-year-old Garion Killian appeared before a judge today. Killian is in custody tonight, but a judge set his bond at $200,000. As Shakira Speaks reports, investigators are not happy with that amount and the possibility of the suspect back out on the streets.
Catawba County officials say Sunday's mass shooting investigation has been one of the most complex investigations that they've ever been a part of. The FBI was at Mountain View all of Wednesday working on bullet trajectories of at least 80 fired rounds. And now authorities have identified multiple suspects in connection to the shooting.
The investigation thus far has spanned over 6 counties.
Catawba County Sheriff Don Brown announced Wednesday 2 more suspects, Tolan Huff Jr. and Keandre O'Neal Mack, are wanted for attempted first-degree murder in the attack. On Tuesday, they arrested 20-year-old Garion Killian, charging him with attempted murder in the mass shooting. Hickory police arrested Killian in April for another shooting, and he was released on bond. And on Wednesday, a judge set bond in this new case at $200,000.
It is unimaginable that this same person can then be charged with additional charges from a separate incident to include attempted murder and could be out in our community tonight.
On Wednesday, state alcohol officials arrested 2 men, Raekwon Craig and Patrick Tolbert, with 3 counts of promoting underage drinking. The FBI has been on scene for the last 4 days, recreating the shooting where gunmen fired dozens of shots.
The shooting began from a neighboring yard that was an elevated position from the house where the crime scene is now being investigated.
Investigators say more shots were then fired around the home, in the front yard, and on Walnut Acres Drive. The shots injured several people, but 58-year-old Sean Hood lost his life.
We're working to discern if Mr. Hood was an intended target or just a victim that suffered his death during that tragedy. We do not know if this incident was a gang act in its entirety, or that some of the people involved are affiliated in gangs. We're working that as a motive and then other possibilities.
Someone will be charged with murder, but officials want to make sure they have all of the facts before that happens. But they do expect more people to receive multiple charges. In Catawba County, Shakira Speaks, Queen City News.
With much frustration centered on why the alleged shooting suspect got what was perceived by law enforcement as a low bond for such a serious crime, Queen City News Chief Legal Analyst Khalif Roj says the judges are bound by the law as it's written.
There's always this back and forth between law enforcement and these judges who are independent judicial officials. They are not law enforcement. So oftentimes the law enforcement wants them to side with them immediately. And the statutes and the law requires that they don't, that they can't, that their requirement is to do everything within their power to look at the case in front of them, set aside any personal bias, set aside any emotion, and make a call based on the facts that are in front of them.
As the investigation into the Catawba County mass shooting continues, we'll keep you up to date on air as well as on our website at qcnews.com.
Queen City News Plus. Just search Queen City News on your smart TV's app store.